Katana's projectiles, or anyone's projectiles for that matter, you can do a teleport and it will punish, aka it'll stop Katana from throwing fans, and you'll get a full combo for it, right? So let's say Katana throws fans here. You can teleport, and it'll stop her from throwing fans, right? So now, when I'm playing on the field, and I'm moving around, and I throw a projectile, you as a player could be like, oh, okay, he's gonna throw a projectile. I see that he's about to throw one. And you can teleport. So, for example, she's moving around, I see the projectile, I go for the teleport. So, in Mortal Kombat, like, specifically, like, more than any other fighting game, there's a lot of solutions to projectiles if you don't like dealing with them. Scorpion, you can play a character like Scorpion, or a character like Aaron Black, or anyone with a teleport, really. And it'll deal with, any of the projectiles that you don't like. So, I thought you were talking to yourself. No, I'm talking to the chat. I'm just kind of talking about what characters you can play that are new. So, like, or that are easy to play if you're new. So, like, if, you're just getting into Mortal Kombat 11, which is the recent Mortal Kombat, that's why that's the one that I talk about the most, because it's the most recent. I was recommending some characters that people wanted to play, and I know fundamentally that a lot of people don't like projectiles, so I was recommending characters that could deal with projectiles fairly easily. And two of those characters are Aaron Black and Scorpion. They both deal with projectiles very, very well. So, now if you like some sort of defensive type playstyle, then your playstyle would be someone like Jade. So, Jade or Noob Saibot. Noob Saibot's another good example of a good character that plays kind of like a keep out style, which basically just means that it's hard for you to hit your opponent because they're stopping you from moving. And Jade has that because she's got projectiles kind of like Katana, while Noob Saibot has the slide, the infamous slide everyone knows about. So, show you really quickly about that. So Noob Saibot has the slide, and this slide keeps you out. As you see here, Noob Saibot is all the way over there, right? So he can't really get hit. You have to just kind of slowly walk in or jump over it. You can jump over it, right? But then when you jump over it, Noob Saibot has this. So you jump, and then you get hit by his other thing, right? So it's kind of what we call a mind game, which just means that you have to figure out which one he's going to do. If he does the slide, then you jump, right? You can jump and kick him in the head, right? But if he does the air attack, then it'll knock you out of the air, right? So you have to walk forward. So that's how Noob plays. That's how, kind of like a basis how Noob plays. But Noob does more things than that. Like, Noob can do a lot of damage, too. Noob is kind of weird like that. Like, he has more options than one. I think he... Let me remember the combo. Let's see real quick. This combo is really hard to do. Come on, ops. Yeah, this combo is like extremely hard to do. It does a lot of damage though. I'm gonna try 2 more times. Come on. The kick always whiffs, which just means that it doesn't hit like in the combo. But the kick can hit, and then it links into another button. There we go. So that right there. And it missed the damage, so let's try that again. Come on, noob. So as you saw there, it's like 397. And that's just a normal combo that Noob can do. So Noob can do like a lot of damage. And he's got a lot of buttons that when you press them, he's not there. Like as you see, like he's not there. Like that's just his shadow. So it's very hard to deal with him when you're just moving around, right? Because if he's right here and he does something like this, you can't really stop him, right? Because see, like I'm trying to hit him with a poke, and I can barely hit him because he's not there, and that's why he's a keep out character, right? And it's the same thing with Jade. Jade's like that too. So like if you look at Jade, Jade has a very long-reaching button, right? Look how far that reaches. And then she also has, this version doesn't have it, but she's got the projectile, right? So the projectile will kind of keep you out, and then this will keep you out. And then she also has got probably one of the best pokes in the game. She just kind of keeps you out, and you can't really deal with it. And she keeps moving around. She moves really quickly too. And then on top of that, she's got a glow, which, if I can remember it, makes her invincible to projectiles. So it makes her very good because she can basically stop other people keeping her out. So like, who's my main? I'll tell you in a minute. So my main is Katana, but I'll show you kind of the Katana I play too. But like, let's see. So, for example, if Noob Saibot does something like this, right? He does like a little slide. Look at that. See that, guys? See that? Look at that. She's had that for years, so I'm sure people know about it, but it goes straight through her. Look at that. Straight through her. Which means that she can throw projectiles, but other people can't throw projectiles back at her. This is actually one of the main reasons that Jade gets so much hate, by the way. Just kind of throwing that out there. So if you do play Jade, there might be situations where you will get teabagged, for lack of better word. Because, like, Jade can kind of throw projectiles, but people can't throw projectiles back at her. See, look. See, she can throw projectiles, but he can't. Which makes her very good at keeping your opponent away, right? Because, see, she's got the long-reaching button. See? So, that's why Jade's a good character to play, because if you don't like projectiles, you can literally just throw this on and they can't really do anything, you know? Unless you get hit, right? So anyway, now let me show you Katana. Thank you for the likes, guys. It's awesome to see you guys here. I'm also on YouTube if you have any connection issues. Just because I know, like, this isn't, like, the most ideal way to stream, but that is an option, so YouTube is always an option. And I also have longer videos on YouTube, so if you have any questions about characters, I can always address those questions in a video. So anyway, so Katana, this is the version of Katana I play. And I'll show you someone else I play too. I'll show you Molina, since I play Molina also. So I'll show you both of them, and I'll explain kind of how they play. In kind of a layman's terms thing. Thanks for the follows, everyone, also. I really appreciate it. Thank you for the likes and the follows. I'm trying to get another podcast out next week, so stay tuned for that. We will be doing a podcast probably either Sunday or Saturday. I'm going to try to get someone else. If not, I will have Princess Pearl back on because I did have a few other questions to ask her, so I will let you guys know as I continue working on everything. So anyway, so really quickly I'll explain my main. So my main is Katana. I have two versions of her that I play. I'll show you the easiest version. So this version is the zoning version. So this version is very simple. You just throw, like, again, you just throw projectiles, right? So you have a low projectile and you have a high projectile. Then you have a projectile you can, you saw, like, I lose a little bar here if I throw, like, an enhanced one, right? So I lose a little bar, see? So I lost the bar. So what that just means is that, like, you can only do it twice until your bar refills. See how the bar is refilling? So, for Katana, her goal is to throw projectiles and play around this range right here, because she's got a button that allows her to reach very, very far, right? So she can extend herself with this button. And she also has very long-reaching, just in general, very long-reaching buttons, right? That's how Katana plays. And then on top of that, she also has very good jump attacks, which is good because what that means is when I'm throwing projectiles here, let's say my opponent is trying to get in, and I'm keeping them out, right? So I'm going to move Molina full screen first. My opponent's trying to get in, and then, they're trying to walk in, right? And then I just jump at them. Oops, I messed that up. And I just jump at them, right? So she's got a really good jump attack, pretty much. So I'm throwing a projectile, Molina gets hit, and then I just jump. So Katana's goal is to kind of stop your opponent from getting in, just like Noob and Jade. But the difference is her projectiles are bigger. As you see, like, that one's really big. So let's say my opponent tries to jump. Oops. 2 years in the practice mode and I still forget buttons. But anyway, so my opponent tries to jump. And see how, because the projectile is so big, it still catches? It catches them. And it takes them a long time to get up when I use it. So now I can do, something else. Like I can throw a lower projectile. So let's say I hit him with one fan. I can throw this one, right? So that's Katana's goal. Katana's goal is to keep your opponent out as long as possible. I'm wondering if I should turn this sideways. Would that be easier for you guys? Like, maybe sideways like this? Then you can see the whole thing. And you'll just have to... hold on. There we go. Like that, maybe? That way you can see the whole thing. But yeah, so... her goal is to throw a projectile, knock them down with a projectile, and then she has more projectiles that basically allow her to move faster. So this one, for example, if it hits, it allows me to throw another fan. See? And then also, let's say Molina's trying to walk in, and she throws a projectile. So let's say Molina's here, she walks in and she throws a projectile, right? Well, Katana has a teleport. So... oops, I messed it up. Hold on. So Katana has a teleport. So Katana's kind of like Jade. She's really similar in the sense that she can throw projectiles, but other people have to be afraid of throwing projectiles back at her. So Katana's goal is to, when she's about full screen, mid-range, to throw fans, right? And then once the opponent gets really, really frustrated, that's when you go in and you do a lot of damage, right? Because Katana, she just naturally does a lot of damage. Like, look, that's 303 damage. That's just her base combo, right? Like, I could do more. I could do more if I have, like, the crushing blow, which is just, like, a really damaging attack. So, see? And do 375. So, Katana is she's very good at doing a lot of damage. And she's very good at keeping your opponent out. So, she's actually a very good character to begin to learn, but she's extremely hard to master. As a Katana main, someone who's played Katana for almost 2 years now, she's extremely hard to master, because to play her the right way is very difficult. And there's a lot of characters in this game that don't really care about keep out. So, like Scorpion, for example, if Katana loses to Scorpion just simply because Scorpion can teleport anytime Katana throws a projectile. So it's a much easier, what we call a matchup between Scorpion and Katana, because Scorpion just kind of can teleport on Katana. And on top of that, Katana doesn't have very good buttons up close. So here, if you see here, this button right here is very slow. This button right here is very slow. This button is fast, but it's very stubby, right? See, I'm right on Molina, but I'm still missing the attack. So what that means is Katana generally gets in situations where it's not beneficial for her up close. That's why you have to play a keep away game. And that's also why a lot of Katana players struggle with her, because they think that she's supposed to play up close, but she has very slow buttons up close. Her goal is to play around this range and around this range. That's where she does very well. But if you're playing a character like Jade or Scorpion, Katana's going to struggle. Same thing with Aaron Black, because their goal, like I said, they have attacks that prevent you from throwing projectiles. So that's how Katana plays. Now I'm going to go to Molina, and how long have we been up? 30 minutes maybe? I'm going to go to Molina, and I'm going to talk a little bit about Molina. So Molina is really interesting. She's what we call a hybrid character. Basically what that means is she does two things very well, but she doesn't do them extremely well. So, for example, Molina is very good up close. She has a grab that you can't escape from. So once you get grabbed, you take the damage. There's no way out of it, right? So normal grabs, you can escape from them. So for example, if I'm Molina and I go for a throw, right, I can escape from this. Oh, wrong button. See? See how it said throw escape? See how it says throw escape? And even if she goes for, let's say she goes for a throw that puts you on the other side, right? Because this is another version of the throw. I can still escape it. See? So, but Molina has a special throw that when she throws you, you can't get away from it, right? So, for example, if I do this, if you look in the left corner, I'm pressing the button to get out of the throw, but I'm still getting thrown because I can't get out of that throw. The only way to get out of that throw is if I jump. A lot of people don't know about this, a lot of new players don't know about this in Mortal Kombat, but the only way to get out of a throw that is unable to be escaped by with a button is to jump. So if you see here, jumping eliminates throws. See, I can't get thrown while I'm jumping. And duck. Duck is also another way. But there's no other way. If you're blocking, you're getting thrown. You can press a button and you'll get thrown too. So for example, come on, Molina. It's kind of hard with, there you go. See, I pressed a button, but I still got thrown. Because throws have priority over attacks. Usually. Not always, but usually, right? So, Molina is special because she has a throw that I cannot get out of without basically having to read that she is going to throw me. I can't press a button and get out. I have to jump or I have to duck. I have to read that Molina is going to throw me. I have to know that she'll throw me and I have to press the up button or duck, right? So, Molina is special because of that, and then she's also special because the throw leaves them right next to her, which means that every single time I throw you, you have to guess what I'm going to do right next to you, because Molina's right on you, right? So I can pressure them again, right? Like, say I'm right there, right? Compared to this throw, which is her normal throw, that puts them all the way away, right? See how that puts them so far? Which means I don't get the advantage of being right next to them and being able to continue my pressure. But in this case, see, I can literally get right back on them, right? I can even throw again, right? So I could throw, then throw again, right? And I've done this before. This is called a throw loop. That's Molina's goal. Molina's goal is to keep throwing you and to make you want to stop blocking. Now, the reason why that's dangerous is because in Mortal Kombat, the two most dangerous things in Mortal Kombat are throws, and there's another thing, it's called overheads, but I'll explain that some other day. So, throws, they are very strong. So, if I can get someone to stop blocking, now I can do way more damage than 10 or 100 damage, right? I can do up to 30%, aka 300 damage, right? See, this only did 10, right? See how that only did 10? Look how that only did 10. This is doing 30. Look at that. It's doing 30%. So if I can get my opponent to stop blocking and pressing buttons, then when they press a button as they get up, I can hit them with an attack. And now they've taken 30% instead of 10. So that is Molina's goal. Molina's goal is to throw and keep throwing until finally someone is like, you know what, I'm tired of this. I'm going to press a button. And then that's when you figure out, you're like, okay, I think he's going to press a button here. And then you go for 30%. And that's Molina's goal as my second main. Now, where it gets kind of interesting is there's some other things that Molina does very well too. Molina's very quick. If you see here, I'm canceling my movement by pressing the block button. So Molina can move around very, very quickly. So a very common thing that you'll see with Molina players, including myself, is I'll be full screen, right? I can't do it, sorry. There we go. I cannot block dash today. But as you see, like, I can block dash very quickly and, like, just be in Katana's face and then all of a sudden be throwing her, right? You'll see this when I play people, but basically she moves very quickly to go for throws. And as you can see, like, I'm like smashing on my controller because that's pretty much what you have to do. I'm pressing like a lot of buttons at once, so. But as you see, like she's moving very quickly and she's going for a throw, right? So what people start doing is they start pressing buttons. So, for example, if I'm Katana and I'm blocking, I'm like, no, he's gonna throw me, right? Hold on. I waited too long, so let's say, oh, he's gonna throw me. There we go. See how I knew he was gonna press a button, so I hit him with an attack. But let's say they're afraid to get hit, then they're like blocking, right? And I'm like, okay, he's blocking. Still blocking? Okay. Oh, you're still blocking. Okay. And then they're like, okay, well, he keeps throwing me, so I'm gonna do. I messed that up, but he keeps throwing me, so I'm gonna do a button. And you're like, oh, he keeps throwing me. Okay. Oh, well, fine. I'm gonna go for my combo attack, right? So this is extremely important because I think what happens, again, it kind of goes back to just something I want to kind of explain to newer players who get into Mortal Kombat. They might get frustrated that they get thrown a lot, but that's how the game plays. The game is supposed to play that way. The way that Molina plays is she's supposed to throw you a lot, so you stop blocking so she can hit you with an attack, right? That's her goal. Her goal is to keep hitting you with throws and then eventually go for the combo, right? Like keep hitting you, keep hitting you, keep hitting you. Oops, sorry guys. I have alarms on my phone. I'm gonna turn them off during my streams, but yeah, so that's her goal. Her goal is to keep hitting you with attacks and then keep hitting you with her throws. And you have to guess between one or the other. And Katana's goal is not that. Katana's goal is to keep Molina out. So, an ideal session or an ideal match would be I'm trying to get in as Molina and do throws and do, combos or attacks when they're trying to press buttons. And then Katana's goal is to keep me out. So Katana's goal is to try to throw projectiles, keep me out. When I throw a projectile, do the teleport. So the whole time, I'm playing a different playstyle, and they're playing a different playstyle. And that's why it's extremely important when you play MK, to know how playstyles play, because then you'll be like, okay, this guy's trying to keep me out. I need to find a way to beat this. Now, you can beat that with the character you play, or maybe your character doesn't do well against that character because the character is very good at keeping you out, Or maybe your character doesn't have very good defensive tools, so then you get thrown a lot. But the whole point is each character plays differently, so you have to figure out how your character plays and what's the best playstyle for your character to what's the best playstyle for you to use with your character. So you might like Noob Saibot, but Noob Saibot's a keep out character, so maybe you don't like keep out. So maybe you play someone else like Liu Kang. Maybe you're more into pressure, so you prefer Liu Kang or Jax. Liu Kang or Jax are more kind of pressure characters. Or maybe you prefer Jackie Briggs. She's also a very strong pressure character. Or even Molina. Molina is more of a pressure character than Katana is. So that's a good example of why it's important to know what character you're kind of playing. My recommendation would be, though, when you start, to just pick up a character and learn how to play the character. And over time, you can start to decide what kind of playstyle you like. Because at first, you want to just get in the game and you want to know how the game plays and kind of understand the fundamental mechanics of the game. But these are things you do want to figure out maybe near the end of your beginner life cycle. Once you start doing the combos, you start entering online, you start playing other people, then you want to start asking yourself, what type of playstyle do you want to play? Because everyone has different playstyles, and that's extremely important. Because I, personally, as a Mortal Kombat player, I'm not a big pressure guy, right? Like, I like Molina because she does pressure, but she can also throw projectiles, right? She's got very strong projectiles to throw. That's what I meant by she's a hybrid character. She can throw projectiles, but she's very good up close too, right? But she's not extremely good at both of those, right? So, for example, Katana has she can throw projectiles much better than Molina can, but she's not very good up close, which makes her less of a hybrid character than Molina is. She's still a hybrid character, but she's less of one than Molina is, because Molina doesn't have as good projectiles, and she's also very good up close. So, that's the thing that I would say about those two characters. Those are the two ones that I main right now. I also play Frost, and Frost is kind of the same. She kind of plays like Katana. She's a little bit different, but she's got a lot more mind games or kind of ideas behind her, but I'll talk about Frost some other day. Is there any other character that you guys wanted me to go over? Because I went over Noob Saibot, I went over Katana, I went over Molina, I went over a little bit of Aaron Black. I am down to anyone in the chat. Just feel free to go ahead and throw me a message, and I'll try to give you the best example of how a character plays. So, I'm just waiting for you guys. There's a lot of people in here. Put this charger in. No questions? No one? Nothing? I'm giving you opportunity to go over any character of your choice. I know how most of them play. There's maybe one or two I don't know, but the majority of them I know. So, definitely this is speak now or forever hold your peace. Best character? The best character in the game is Cetrion. This character right here. You want me to go over Cetrion? I can very quickly go over her. She's a keep-out character, too. But I don't know if you guys want me to go over another keep-out character. I've gone over so many. So, but I can go over her. Actually, what I'll do is, so I'll go over her. And then I'll go over a character that isn't a keep out character. So then that way you guys don't kind of feel bored of all the keep out. Because, like, I've gone over so many of them. Let me see if I can find one that's not keep out. Sure, bro. Yeah, I got you. Let me find one that people will probably play when they start. Scorpion, maybe? Either Scorpion or... What's like a beginner character too? Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to either choose Scorpion or Liu Kang. Which one do you want me to choose, Eduardo? Do you want me to choose Scorpion or Liu Kang? They're both Liu Kang is better than Scorpion, but Scorpion can hold his own. Scorpion's pretty good too. So to kind of answer your be amazing with, I would say that they're both good picks. Liu Kang's a little bit better. Well, no, Liu Kang's a lot bit better, to be honest. Liu Kang? Okay. So we'll go over these two characters. Yeah, this is the perfect. These ones. Awesome. So we'll go over these two characters. So Cetrion is kind of, she's really basic. She's like the best way to think about her is she's just Katana on steroids. Noob Saibot next round. I could do Noob Saibot again. I'll show you another version of him. So let's go over Cetrion. So Cetrion's kind of simple. Like, her goal is to just keep your opponent out. So she's got a move that literally pushes you back every single time she does it, right? And then she also has this, which also keeps you out. And then she also has the ground pound. And then finally she has the teleport. She can teleport. And then she also has... Oh, come on, can I do it? What is it? Hell's Wrath. There you go, Hell's Wrath. So she got really strong... At Op Soldier, what's up? Yes, yeah, I'll go over Noob Saibot again. So she's got like the Hell's Wrath. She's pretty much got nothing but keep out. Like, she's just another keep out character, kind of like Katana. Like, she's just stronger because she has a move that always pushes you back, right? Like, this pushes you back, and you just have to, what we call respect it, because if you don't block it, it hits you, and she's at even more advantage. So you can't move after you get hit by that. So that's pretty much what Cetrion is. But she's the best character in the game because when she does something like this, you can't really do anything. You know? Like, you're so far away. Like, if you look at Liu Kang, right? This is interesting. Thank you. Yeah, if you look at Liu Kang, he's, like, so far away. So, like, what is he going to do? He can't really do anything. You know? So let's say Liu Kang's blocking. Actually, here's a better way of doing it. Not block attack. Okay, there we go. Oh, it didn't work. Hold on. See how far he is? Look. He can't do anything. I can actually hit him again. Watch this. Oops, hold on. Sorry, I don't play Cetrion, so... Yeah, see how I hit him? Because he's so far away, like, he has to figure out what I'm gonna do. Like, I could walk back, you know, I could wait for him to press a button, and then hit him, you know, counter hit him. See, I hit him. Like, now he's in an even worse position, so... it's so interesting, yes. Okay, I'm a noob at this game. Nice to know. Yeah, her goal is to keep you out, but she's the best character in the game specifically because of this move right here. This move, you pretty much can't do anything about it. Like, you have to respect it. And then on top of that, she has, like, another move that pushes you away, right? This is called Rock Wall. It's one of the best moves in the game. And, oh, you're thinking, okay, well, why don't I throw projectiles back, right? Well, watch this. Watch this. Oops. What is it? No. Which rock wall? Okay, rock wall. So watch this. Look at that. Because he threw a projectile and my projectile countered it, I get a crushing blow. Like, that's the requirement. So I do a bunch of damage because he tried to throw a projectile. So, like, he can't throw projectiles. He gets kept out by the tornado move. And my movement is very good. And I have a projectile that goes in the air. And I can teleport. So I can teleport. I have a rock wall that stops projectiles. I have a move that pushes you back. I can back that, or, I can move very quickly. I have, another projectile like that. I have a ground projectile. I have so many options here. And that's why Cetrion is the best character in the game, because she just has so many options that you can't really figure out what she's going to do, right? Like, she could do that, she could do this, she could do this, wait for you to whiff, and then, do that, or wait for you to press and then do a counterattack. She can do, this, and then, what was the other one? Oh, rock wall. So she could do this, and then rock wall. So she has too many options, and that's what makes her the best character in the game. It's really hard to deal with her. As a Katana player, she pretty much 10-0s me, like, straight up. Like, it doesn't matter if it's a player who's as good as I am, they're gonna beat me almost every time, just because there's so many things I have to look out for. I have to get better as a player, like, way better than the character to beat the character, because it's just, there's so many things that I have to figure out in the matchup. So that's Cetrion, but now let's go over to a pressure character, because I know we've talked about a lot of keep away characters, and I know not every beginner wants to play keep away characters all the time. I don't think that's the biggest appeal of fighting games. So Liu Kang is a very strong pressure character. What that means is he can just keep hitting you with moves and making you want to press buttons. So, for example, his standing one is very, very quick. See how quick it is? Or, sorry, I called it standing one. You guys definitely don't know what that is. So, his jab move, like this little jab move right here, that is very quick, right? So it's hard for characters to deal with. And then he also has a grab like Molina's, right? So remember how I was saying how, like, normal grabs... Hold on, do I have it? I don't have it set. I don't think I have it set. Yeah, I don't have it set. Let's see. Let's try this. Hold on, guys. I gotta find the grab. I don't remember which version of Liu Kang has it. So give me just 1 second to find it. Anyone here? Why am I alone? Can you not hear me? Let's see. So, okay, yeah, there we go. Okay, so this grab cannot be, you can't break out of it, right? So remember how I was saying, like, the regular grabs you can break out of, and I'll display that here really quick. Oops. I'm gone. See how I can escape from it? If I press a button? And this one, this is the back throw, or this is the forward throw. So I'll show you the forward throw. See how I can escape that? Well, this one I can't escape. Oops. Oops. Liu Kang, throw me. Okay, there we go. See? See how I couldn't escape it? I can't escape it, even though there's a button that I'm pressing. So, Liu Kang, he's like Molina, where he has a move that prevents you from being able to escape it. So you have to duck it or jump, right? But that's where Liu Kang's attacks come in. Because Liu Kang can do something like forward 4. He can do like this kick, and it will hit you if you try to jump. So let's say I set Cetrion to jump. See how it hit? And I get a lot of damage for it. So Liu Kang is kind of like Molina, where he keeps throwing you. You're like, stop throwing me. So you start pressing buttons, and then he hits you with this. Right? Or with this button too. This button's really good also. I could do it. Oh, what is it? Make sure I got it right. Yeah, okay, yeah. Like that, right? Like he can hit you out of the air. Or actually, I think it's like that. Like he hits you with one button and then he converts into another one, so. Okay. Sorry. I don't play Liu Kang, so like I have to remember the buttons. Come on. There we go. So as you see there, I hit her out of the air because she was trying to jump from my grab, and I got a full combo. So his mind game is you block and you get thrown. Oops, you get thrown by a throw that you can't escape. You jump. Oops. And he catches you. See? So now you have to guess, do I want to jump and take 22%? I'm sure that there's a combo that does more damage than that, like 23%. Or do I block and I take 100 damage, right? Now, in theory, you would want to block because that's not that much damage, right? Compared to, but what happens is, and this is a common thing, man, I can't do this grab, hold on. Okay, it's the back button, okay. Ugh, hard to do. I play Molina, so like I don't know Liu Kang's inputs, so like I have to kind of learn them on the fly. But yeah, so that's an example, right? So what a lot of beginner players do, and this is something I highly recommend for you beginner players, is what they'll do is they'll just, oh, now you can hear me. So what they'll do is they'll freak out and they'll start pressing buttons, right? Because they're like, oh, I'm getting thrown, I gotta get him off me, right? But my suggestion to beginner players is keep calm. You're only taking 100 damage. You're not taking that much. That's way better than if they're doing this much, right? But it's hard. I get it, because when you first start, you're gonna freak out, right? You're like, oh man, I keep getting thrown. I gotta do something, right? But you have to kind of learn to keep your cool and not take the combo, right? Like, instead, just take the 10%, right? It's not that big of a deal, you know? Like, it's way better than taking 30%, or, in Liu Kang's, in this case, because I don't know the combo, like 23%, right? So, that's what Liu Kang does. He just keeps pressuring, he just keeps pressuring until your opponent can't really, like, gets tired of it and then tries to press a button, and then finally he hits you with a combo, right? He's got a few combos. I think he's got this one too. Oh, hold on. Let me show you guys what it is. This one's pretty easy to do. Oops, wrong one. Oh man. There you go. So that's an example of like a very easy combo that Liu Kang's will do, because this move allows him to move faster than your opponent. So, but yeah, that's Liu Kang. Like Liu Kang, very simple. He can throw projectiles too. He can try to keep people out with projectiles, but he's not very good at it. That's not his goal. His goal is not to do that. His goal is to get in and do kind of what Molina was doing, right? Like, he's kind of a hybrid character like Molina. He can throw projectiles. See how fast that fireball is? But if you look, the fireball it's much smaller than Cetrion's attacks, right? Like, Cetrion's attacks, like, look how big that boulder is. Look how, big that tornado is. Look how big this is, right? So Liu Kang's goal isn't to, like, it's more of to use the projectile to kind of get in. So, let's say Cetrion is kind of being crazy, and she's doing all her zoning nonsense, or all her projectile nonsense. Zoning is what we call projectile, throwing projectiles, but, let's say she's doing that, right? So, my goal is, if I'm Liu Kang, okay, throw fireballs to kind of get in. So I'm not throwing fireballs, because this will happen too with a lot of beginner players, is they'll throw fireballs thinking they're supposed to get back in the projectile war, right? But not really. You're supposed to throw the projectile to get in as Liu Kang and start punishing, right? Or start doing combos. So, for example, here. Hold on. What is it? 1, 2, 3? Okay, that's 1, 2, 3. Okay. Hold on. Oops, I messed it up. So, like, Cetrion jumps. Oops, I messed it up again. Cetrion jumps. Right? You do something like that because, like, you're using the projectile to get in. You're not using it to attack, like, you're not using it to play here, right? Like, you don't want to just keep doing this because Cetrion is going to win that. Cetrion is good at doing that. Your goal is to hit her, get in, and then do your combos, right? Something like that. So, anyway. But that's pretty much how you play Liu Kang. There's a few other characters that kind of play like him. I'll go into the character select and show you them. And then I'll choose Noob. And then, when are you going back on Twitch? I haven't decided, Ramines. I don't know if that's gonna happen, but we'll see. Let's see. So, yeah, I haven't decided. So we're going to choose Noobside Bot. And then we're going to choose Codal. We'll choose Codal Column. I think this is the variation. The version. And then after this, I think I'm going to go ahead and end the live. But this will be the last one to kind of talk about today. Because I just kind of wanted to talk about the characters. I was going to play some sets, but it's getting kind of late, so but I will show you kind of this last thing, and then next time we'll play the Collector. So the Collector is actually one of the few characters that I can't really give you a good example of how he plays. I'll have to get back with you on that. I don't have enough knowledge. I don't want to give you the wrong information. I do have a decent idea that he's kind of like he's like a keep-out character, but he doesn't use projectiles, right? He uses very long-reaching attacks. So it's very hard to deal with him, but he's not throwing, like, an actual, like, fan like Katana or Sai like Molina. He just has very long-reaching moves. So, but he's very good. He's one of the best. Well, he's up there as one of the good characters in the game. So, but yeah, I just don't have a crazy amount of knowledge on him just because I haven't played him enough. But Noob, kind of going back to Noob, so just really quick. So we talked about how Noob has like kind of like a keep out game. Noob also has some options up close that make him very good. So for example, I'll just go ahead and use this one. I play with him. Yeah, Collector is kind of interesting because Collector is one of the few characters in the game that I could arguably say that he uses long reaching attacks to keep your opponent out instead of projectiles. So most Mortal Kombat's known for, like, when you do keep out, you usually use projectiles, but Collector's kind of different. Like, Collector, his goal is to use long-reaching attacks instead. So that makes him super interesting, and it makes him pretty good. He has some of the best damage in the game, too. Like, it's damage, like, you can't get out of. Like, you just take the damage, and you have to take it. So, like, let's say it's last round, and you're looking at 30% that you have to do to someone. Collector can do, like, 30%, and they can't get out of it. So if they get hit, it's over, you know? And on top of that, he also has a grab, kind of like Molina, where you can't get out, you can't press a button to get out of the attack. So that is very good for Collector, and on top of that, the throw that Collector had that I just mentioned, you cannot duck it. So you can only jump it. It's one of the few throws in the game that you have to jump. You can't duck. You can only jump to stop it from hitting you. And obviously you can't block it because it's a throw, right? So, going back to Noob Saibot really quick. So Noob Saibot, who am I talking to? I'm talking to the TikTok chat, Ramits. So Noob Saibot, the big thing about Noob Saibot is this variation, at least, you get the access to a very damaging teleport. So Noob Saibot can actually play very good up close in this variation or in this version of him, because this move is very quick and it's very hard to deal with. So for example, if Codal does something like this, see, I can counter him. See? Oops. Oh, sorry. Let me try that again. Like, see, I can counter him with that attack. And I don't have to press a poke back, right? Like, I can actually just straight up counter him with a string, right? That's what we call those moves, a string. Like, I can counter him with it, right? So that's very beneficial, because normally Noob is not very good in this kind of range because he doesn't have very good buttons. A lot of his buttons can be poked out of. So for example, Noob does something like this. See how Codal can kind of just poke out of it? So with this button being able to do a lot of damage, you can use that in this variation because he has the teleport that combos, right? So Noob is another good example of a character that you can use a teleport to deal with projectiles, and he can get in. When he gets in, he's not like completely lost like Katana. Like, he has options to deal with people doing things like, oops, like this, right? Like people just constantly spamming pokes, right? He has options. Oops, hold on, let me try. Actually, in this particular case, you'd want to just do, oops. You want to just do that, like this is his slide move. So Noob is very special because the way, phone. Sorry. So the way that Noob, the TikTok chat, Ramits. So the way that Noob plays is, if you've noticed, a lot of Noob's things don't really leave him in the range of being hit, which makes him very good, right? So for example, this move, see how like his little clone is there, so you can't really hit him. See how this, his clone's there, you can't really hit him. This clone's there, you can't really hit him. And this move here too, right? See, like he can't be hit at all. Look how far he is away, right? So you're supposed to use that to basically play kind of like a mind game. So for example, if I'm Noob and I do like this, see how like I tried to hit him, but since his clone is in the way, I can't get to him. Now I could do it if I react immediately, right? But let's say I react really slow. Then see, now he gets to combo me for all that damage that I showed you earlier. So, basically, long story short, Noob, that's kind of a benefit that Noob has up close. So even though he is a keep-out character as, like, at heart, he does have options to kind of mess with your opponent up close, which makes him a little bit better than Katana in the up-close range. And then Codal, this is the last guy I'll talk about today. So Codal is known for his very long-reaching buttons, kind of like Collector, but a little bit different. So Codal, as you can see here, look how far this button reaches. Look at that. Look, I'm almost full screen, and I'm hitting someone with an attack. Look how far. Look how far I am. So if you don't like people throwing projectiles, Codal's another good option, because with Codal, you can get about right here, where let's say Noob wants to throw a projectile, and you can hit him. I mean, you have to be first, but you get my point. See? So if you want to get in with Codal, you can, right? Then on top of that, he has things like Sunlight. So, where's Sunlight? Sunlight, where are you? He has Sunlight, so it heals him. So let's say you are getting projectiles thrown at you. You can throw out the Sunlight, and it'll heal you. So let's say Noob Saibot is he's throwing projectiles, and you're getting annoyed, right? Oops. Hold on. Let me block these first two. Now I can just heal, right? So I'm taking this chip, but then I'm just healing. So see how I didn't take any damage? I took like no damage. Look, I'm healing my health up. Huh? Yeah. That's how Kodo plays, but... You see? Look at that. I got all my health back. It's hard to see, but I got all my health back, right? Look at that. All my health is going back up. So, Kodo has options with people who throw characters that throw projectiles. And then he also has this very strong, long-reaching attack, right? It reaches very far. So, finally, the last thing I'll talk about today is Codal's grab. So Codal also has a grab that cannot be got. You can't press a button to get out of it, right? And his grab is make sure I have it. Yeah, there it is. This grab right here. So this grab is strong because kind of the same reason. I can hit him with I can hit him with my long-reaching attack, kind of like Molina. The only difference is I'm just far away, right? So I can still hit him with it, though. So it's no different than Molina. It gives me the same kind of ability to kind of loop my opponent a little bit, right? Because I could also dash up, do it again, dash up, do it again, and then when they try to press a button, hit them with the long-reaching attack. So Codal is also a very big brute. Like, he's very strong, and he does a lot of damage, and he has a grab that you have to deal with that you can't press a button to get out of. And his grab is like Collector's. It's very dangerous because you have to jump it. You cannot duck this grab. You can't duck it. Watch what happens when Noob ducks it. Is Noob ducking it? Look at that. I still grabbed him. I still grabbed him. Didn't matter. So Noob has to jump it. Your only option against this grab is a jump. Because there's no other way to deal with it. Like, see? Like, it'll work if you jump. Actually, I'm going to check something really quick. Yeah, okay, cool. So they thought about that. I was just trying to see how long it took to get out of that after it happens. But they thought about it. Okay, cool. So, Codal is very strong because that's his goal, is, you know, he hits you with this, and then once you start blocking, he throws you, and then he hits you with another one. throws you again. And that's Codal Khan. That's pretty much the basic of him. There's some other things that I probably am missing just because I don't play Codal, but those are like kind of the two big things. So if you're looking for another pressure character, Codal is another good option. His goal is to kind of get in, you know, hit you with really long-reaching buttons and throw you over and over again. So you can even enhance this, and you do more damage. It's kind of crazy. Like, he's really strong. Like, see, it did 18. That was an 18% throw, and I do more damage. So that's Codal Khan. That's Noob Saibot. I think I'm going to end it here. Had a great time. Next time we'll play some sets for sure. You guys get to see me get my ass kicked because despite all this knowledge, I am still learning, and there are a lot of better players than me, and that's why I play every day. But you guys will be able to kind of see what takes place in the game and experience how competitive Mortal Kombat plays, because, you know, that was my goal, is to get you guys to kind of understand a little bit more competitive Mortal Kombat, understand how to play your character and what you're missing. Now, I recommend, if you want any really in-depth tutorial, definitely go to Dash Fight. Dash Fight recently has been releasing videos on YouTube. They will give you very good character guides to kind of explain how to play the characters. I know they have a Liu Kang one up, and I know they have a Katana up, and I know they have a Kodo up. So definitely check them out also. I've just been watching their videos myself, just to kind of refresh myself on how the characters play. But that will definitely help you guys too. So, and you can also check my channel. My channel, I just go over basic stuff, like I just went over something on YouTube. You definitely should check this out about blocking, kind of the thing that I mentioned today, how you should block and just take the throw, because the throw is much better than getting comboed and kind of getting that mindset. So those are kind of the things that I kind of go over on my YouTube channel. It's a little bit more, you know, basic, but definitely check that out too. Check out my YouTube channel. I think that's where I'm going to spend most of my time. I won't be able to always do TikTok live, so there is going to be a time where you guys will have to just kind of hang out on YouTube, because YouTube is much easier with the interface. I thought that I could do TikTok on like Streamlabs or something, but unfortunately I don't have access to a stream key, so I'm going to start doing more YouTube specific streams. But today was kind of just like a back and forth, just because like this was kind of the first time like showing you guys everything. So anyway, that's everything. Thank you everyone for stopping by. Have fun playing MK11, and I know this sounds weird, but this is something I've always said. Thanks for tolerating my ass. Have a good night.